This is KGW News at 11.
We begin tonight with dangerous weather. A winter storm slamming into the Cascades late tonight and into tomorrow. Some areas could see up to 10 inches of snow in the course of 24 hours. And along the coast, threats of high surf and an increased risk for sneaker waves on the beaches in southern Washington and northern Oregon. The National Weather Service tweeting out this graphic, warning people to stay off rocks, logs, and jetties. The caution hopefully being taken seriously. Similar conditions last month turned a fun day at the beach into a heartbreaking tragedy for a Portland family. A man and his 2 kids were caught off guard by a strong sneaker wave. They were swept into the ocean south of Cannon Beach. Rescuers pulled the man and his 7-year-old daughter out of the water. She sadly died at the hospital, and the son, just 4 years old, was never found. Let's bring in meteorologist Joe Ranieri now. Pretty wild looking.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing some pretty active weather. All was pretty calm earlier today. Well, that's going to be changing in just the next couple of hours. Let's look at some of the watches and warnings that will be going in effect heading into early tomorrow morning. Let's focus on the snow. That's that white color you see. That's a winter weather advisory that will be taking effect early tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. Meanwhile, that yellow color you see east of the mountains, well, that's a wind advisory with gusts near Madras and throughout central Oregon, anywhere from 45 to 50 miles per hour. And that bright green color you see is a high surf advisory that will be in effect heading into tomorrow as well. Here's a big reason why. We are going to be seeing some pretty windy conditions and relatively stormy conditions. Gusts along the Oregon coast later on tonight and into tomorrow could easily peak anywhere from about 45 to 50 miles per hour. The current conditions along the coast right now are pretty calm with the waves right around 11, 12 feet or so. Heading into the later part of tonight, they will pick up a little bit, but the bigger storm will be moving in later on tomorrow morning and into a good part of the early part of the afternoon, I should say. So as we look at the futurecast, we'll put this in a motion. You can see much of the west side of the state is going to be seeing a lot of green heading into the second part of the weekend. As we go into tomorrow afternoon, we'll start to see some drier conditions. So most of the steady amount of rain will be arriving tomorrow morning. Then by the afternoon, we'll be seeing more scattered showers. I'll talk more about your weekend forecast or the second part of your weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Part of West Burnside Street is closed tonight for a serious crash involving a pedestrian. Police say the person was hit between Northwest 22nd and 23rd a little before 7 tonight. We're told the injuries are life-threatening. The driver did stay at the scene. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. And sheriff's deputies are investigating after human remains were found in Aloha. A person discovered them walking in the woods near Southwest 160th and Tualatin Valley Highway near the railroad tracks. The medical examiner says the remains are skeletal remains belonging to an adult who died several months ago. Still trying to piece together everything, but they say they do not believe that foul play is involved. And now to the coronavirus, and not in my backyard. A California city is fighting to block a federal quarantine center from opening. As many as 70 people who tested positive for the virus are supposed to be transferred from Travis Air Force Base to the center in Costa Mesa as soon as Monday. But the city filed a lawsuit to stop that. They're worried because the complex is close to neighborhoods and they don't want the virus to spread there. Around the world, the number of cases continue to rise, but Chinese health officials hope they are starting to gain the upper hand. The virus is quickly spreading outside of China as well. In South Korea, the number of cases is growing by the hundreds each day. The coronavirus may be making headlines, but millions of Americans are still getting sick with the flu. According to the CDC, flu activity is still high, but it did go down slightly this week. So far, check this out, at least 29 million people have come down with the flu this season. More than 280,000 have been hospitalized. At least 16,000 have died. 105 of those deaths have been children. That's the second highest number of child flu deaths ever recorded by the CDC. Now, take a look at this map from the CDC. It shows widespread flu activity in nearly every state, including Washington and California. But if you look at Oregon and Idaho on this map, they're both orange, and that means the flu is not widespread here. It's regional, so certain areas of the states are seeing it worse than others. Overall, that is good news for us. Doctors say it's still not too late to get your flu shot. This year's vaccine has been shown to be 45% effective overall, 55% effective in children. Well, the caucuses are over tonight in Nevada. NBC News is declaring Bernie Sanders the big winner. Joe Biden came in second. The battles intensify quickly now with a primary next weekend in South Carolina, followed by Super Tuesday a few days later when voters from 14 states will go to the polls. Hundreds of high school brainiacs gathered in the Portland area for the BPA Regional Science Bowl today, and Westview from Beaverton took first place. Congratulations, gang. If you've never been, you really have to see this. It was intense and fun all at the same time. In the Northwest Science Bowl, high school teams from Western Washington and Oregon gathered to compete at the University of Portland. The competition is run Jeopardy style.
A3.
Opposing teams get a chance to buzz in and answer tough questions on science, technology, engineering, and math. It is fast and intense.
Australia. Be captain.
Greenland.
Greenland is incorrect.
When you're actually playing, you have so much adrenaline that I don't think I've ever experienced that before. Like your heart is beating, you're buzzing like immediately. I just really love the competitive nature.
The competition is put on by the Bonneville Power Administration. Walt Myers started it all 28 years ago at the urging of the Department of Energy.
I was the R&D manager at Bonneville, and I could just see the research of the future is embodied in the intellect we develop today.
He said as many as 10,000 local students have taken part over the years. He's retired now, but still volunteers here.
Like I say, it's amazing. There's so many people have come together, and I look around and I know about 5 now or 6 people.
But the show and the questions go on.
For an observer in a non-inertial rotating reference frame.
Okay, wait. We cannot reveal that question because the same ones are used at every regional event. But we can show you one from 2017 so that you can play along. This is the category of Earth and Space, multiple choice. Comet McNaught visited in 2007, but is now on a path to leave the solar system forever. Which of the following best describes its orbit? Circular, elliptical, parabolic, hyperbolic. Ready? Yes, hyperbolic. That's right. Congratulations. Trace James is one of 250 high schoolers who took part here. He traveled 5 hours from Coos Bay to get in on the competition.
I play baseball, and I'm just as competitive in this as I am during baseball. And people put their heart into this, just like people put their heart into sports.
You could certainly see that here today. Congratulations, everybody. Still ahead, a glimpse into the future of the auto industry. We'll look at some of the innovative cars on display at the Portland International Auto Show. And a chilly dip in the Columbia River for a good cause. How the Polar Plunge is helping a once struggling nonprofit make a comeback. Plus, a thrilling game for the Oregon men coming down to the final seconds in overtime. Orlando Sanchez comes in to break it down in sports.